Welcome to Listen to the Movie. I'm Anthony Armentano, and this is a movie soundtrack show. I listen to soundtracks from movies. Well, we listen to soundtracks from movies on this show. I also watch the movie, so I'm not just coming in here with no nonsense knowledge, you know. Great. This is the first episode. We'll get to the movie in a second. I'm pretty excited for it. I think it's like a iconic movie in the realm of Cocktail, where, you know, you see people do bar flair, you think of Cocktail. You see women dancing, men dancing, anyone dancing on a surface that's not meant for dancing. You think of this movie, but we ain't getting there yet. Since the first episode, I want to talk about why I would want to do this. I don't know. Yeah, free time. No, I think songs and movies, a lot of the time, especially needle drop moments. I'm not going to mansplain what a needle drop moment is. I think y'all know, people know. You know, it's the clothing, it's the wardrobe montage, it's the whatever, and then the classic song from 1998 happens. I mean, there's a moment in this coming movie that is exactly that. But I think people look at music in film a lot of the time as, oh God, I got douchey already. Yeah, what minute is that? Is it even a minute and I'm douchey? Good Lord, it's over a minute. Okay. I broke the minute mark on douche, so we're good. I passed it. Douche is allowed. I think people look at music in film a lot of the time as manipulation. But, you know, most movies are manipulation. Like, every aspect of movies are manipulation. And I think, like, manipulating a feeling. Like, you know, okay, fucking Titanic song. I feel it. I mean, that's a little different because that song was built for that movie and it's great. But yeah. So I think music can get a bad rap out there, especially soundtrack stuff, especially fun stuff. And that's why I wanted to have this movie that I will mention shortly be the debut episode. I think it's fun. I think it's goofy. I think, you know, this soundtrack has the song. We know the song. You're going to hear the song very quickly. People know the song. I also think I have a lot of records. I have too many records. Some people might say it's a problem, but that's how I listen to music. I like, and it's not like, ooh, it sounds better. Sure, maybe sometimes it just depends. It depends how it's, you know, what the tapes are from, how it's mastered, all that. I'm not getting that. Okay, it doesn't always sound better. Let me tell you. But, you know, in this whole, like, we live our lives in front of the screens, and it's constant, like, zap, zap, zap into the brain all over the place, and I just like to put on a record, listen to the record and how fucking God or, you know, David Bowie intended it. Tracks 1 through 5. Then I like to get up like 35, 40 minutes later, flip the record over and listen to the other side. It's a nice zen. I'm not in charge. Like, I had an iPod forever. I'd go to the fucking gym. I'd have the iPod on, and I'd constantly be shuffling songs, or I wouldn't listen to the whole song. And it's just, that's not a way to live. Okay, there's a reason that, you know, some people don't know how to end a song. You know who you are. You know who you are. Just stop. Just cut the tape. Okay. That's about it. But thank you for listening to the little bit of the show before the show. I think I'll probably do something along these lines every week. Not, you know, as rambly, but maybe I'm not too angry about anything right now. Nothing's upset me. No one's hurt me. But there's going to be tangents. There's always tangents. Oh, and then the other reason I wanted to do soundtrack show is because there's some weird shit on soundtracks. Like, there's some big bands doing some weird shit on soundtracks. And a lot of the time, it's a time capsule thing. Like, that band, yeah, of course that band's on this soundtrack, but because it's that year, but why? Why would they do that? Or it's like, oh, that's a fun little surprise. I don't expect that out of them. Okay, thank you for listening. I hope you enjoy. And also this space right here that we're sitting in right now, this space would be a great space for like a future ad read advertisers. This would be like, I'm just doing this for shits and fun, because I was like, this is fun. Are we having fun? But this would be great space for advertisers. Okay.
Movies are visuals, and that's a known fact. But a lot of our favorites also have a soundtrack. So when you're using your eyeballs, make sure to open your holes. You'll find Schumacher plus Seal equals a kiss from Rose. So sit back, get ready, cause we're mixing them up. We're talking music and movies, and that's second to none. Music and movies, that's second to none. We're talking music and movies.
Boy, that guy really loves Batman Forever, which is a movie with a soundtrack that we will not be discussing today. So, the movie we will be discussing, you saw it because you clicked the link, or whatever the fuck you clicked to get here. Sorry about that. Coyote Ugly. Coyote Ugly, I think it's the perfect movie to start this journey, whatever the fuck, I don't know. It was like a cultural... Is it a touchstone? Was it yeah, I think so. I mean, people fucking... You see people dancing on bars and tabletops and things, and you're like, oh, okay, they're Coyote Uglying it. They're Coyote Uglying it. Okay? That's what you do. I know you do that. I do that. It has the song, which we will get to briefly, like shortly. Not briefly. If spoiler alert, if I could just listen to the... That's not true. There are some other good songs of this thing. We'll talk about it. But if I could just listen to the song that I'm about to talk about like 11 times in a row versus listening to some of these other songs, that's mean. I don't want to be mean on this show. That's very mean. People worked hard on these songs. They wrote these songs. There's musicians, fantastic musicians on some of these songs. But I just think it's a testament to the song that I'm talking about, that I will be talking about. It's so good. Coyote Ugly, if you don't know, it's a movie. You should watch it because it's fucking fun. Get your friends together. Have a date. Get a date with, like, it's a perfect, like, date movie because you can make fun of it or you can, like, enjoy it. You can both be uncomfortable with how much you enjoy it together. I think it's perfectly fine to say, I enjoy watching Coyote Ugly, okay? I think it's perfectly fine to say, this ridiculous fucking movie is pretty good. It's a good movie, okay? Coyote Ugly stars Piper Perabo, John Goodman, Maria Bello, Tyra Banks, Bridget Monahan, fucking Melanie Linsky, which... She's so good in this movie. She's so good. You don't need to be good in this movie, but she's so good. Like, it's why I had no idea she was from New Zealand for the first 25 years of my life, because she's just been in my mind as, like, Jersey lady or, she's so fucking good. She's so good. She is a treat, and we don't deserve Melanie Linsky. But we get her, and I'm happy about that. Okay, Coyote Ugly stars Piper Perabo. She plays Violet. She's from South Amboy, New Jersey. She leaves her dad, he's not happy about it, to go 40 minutes into the city to New York to become a singer. But she goes around town giving her tapes to people. One of the radio people she tries to give her tape to is the great SNL alumnus Ellen Cleghorn. And Ellen Cleghorn's like, listen, I moved here to try to be a dancer, and I hurt my toe, and I didn't get to be a dancer, so good luck. And she sends Piper Parabo out back on the streets. Okay, but she has no money. What's she gonna do? What's she gonna do for money? She goes to a diner one night. She sees these girls having fun. They're dancing. They're singing the song on the jukebox. She's like, they're what? The diner guy's like, they're coyotes. She's like, what? They're what? Sounds dangerous. And then she, finds the bar. She finds the bar. She finds the bar owner who's downstairs lifting kegs and shit, prepping for the night's activities. And Maria Bello plays Lil, the bar owner, and she likes free labor. She really likes free labor. Even when Piper Parabo's like, I'm going to keep calling her that because it's fun to say. Violet's her name. Even when Piper Parabo shows up to get an interview for the job, the first thing Maria Bello says is something along the lines of, grab a crate, grab a keg, bring it down here, grab a box. She puts her right to work. And I think it's not even an interview. She's like, show up tonight. It's an audition process. You ain't getting money. Loves free labor. Okay. That she meets an handsome Australian liar, which I'll call him because he's just an Australian liar, but he's sweet. Turns out he's sweet. And the studio wishes this man was Adrian Grenier. It's okay. He's not. Does that mean too? I just feel like at that time, it's like there's no way that they didn't approach Adrian Grenier to do that movie. But this guy's very good at Australian lying. He's very good. And it turns out he is a dancer in actuality, and he gets to show off some of those skills. And we'll talk about that later. So we're doing the whole movie, I guess. Okay, so Piper Parabo, she needs money. She starts working at Coyote Ugly. She goes through the hardships. It's rough. She's not so great at the start. She's not really great ever until she starts singing at the bar, and kind of acts as like a calming effect for when the crowd gets too fucking rowdy, or they start going to see her. All that stuff. A lot of guys yelling, "Shake it!" I've never felt compelled when I've seen a great piece of anatomy. Is that polite? To yell, "Shake it! Shake it!" There's multiple men yelling, "Shake it!" And dudes, stop. It's like very primitive and it's gross. Shake it. I've been in my own head, I've said, well done. Very nice, m'lady. That you could just do it in your head. But I have a feeling most male voices, most cis male straight voices are like, shake it. Okay. So Australian liar actually helps. She wants to be a singer, but she has problems with stage fright, except at the bar, and through the help of our young Australian liar friend, who sets up a bunch of cardboard cutouts of famous figures, and this will tell you what year this movie is, people. There's a cardboard. This is to help her through stage fright, so she can sing in front of people. He sets all these cardboard cutouts in like this empty warehouse thing, and there's like Nixon, and Reagan, and Elvis, and Marilyn Monroe, icons, right? Notable people, I believe. Yeah, I like. If you know the scene, there's some wild stuff. Jenna Elfman is one of the cardboard cutouts, and that's how you know what year this thing is. It's year 2000, by the way. And I'm not going to do the Conan. There's going to be no Conan joke here. It's the year came out in the year 2000. There's a cardboard cutout amongst Marilyn Monroe and Nixon. There's Jenna Elfman, and I was watching it and I was going, Dharma. Good. It was a big. I guess it was a big show. Whatever happened to Greg? Greg got fired from Criminal Minds for being violent. Okay. Well, I don't really. I've never seen Criminal Minds, but I imagine a lot of, like, if you're going into the Criminal Minds, it's gonna screw with you. I'm not apologizing for what Greg May did or didn't do. I think he kicked someone on the set of Criminal Minds, but it probably took a toll. 22 episodes a season, diving into Criminal Minds. Hoif. Okay. She sings. It's great. She eventually sings. It's great. We know the song, and that is where we're getting. I'm getting to this, and her dad doesn't accept her at first, and because she's at this crummy bar, but then he's like, "Okay, I accept you," and I was wrong. Which, that's all we want, family. Oh, okay, I accept you. I was wrong. I accept you. I was wrong. Okay. The first track on the soundtrack to Coyote Ugly is the best track. It's the biggest track. It's the hit. It's Can't Fight the Moonlight, sung by LeAnn Rimes. It is written by Diane Warren, who's going to be a gigantic name on this here show. There's going to be a couple gigantic names in this movie. But, I mean, Diane Warren is going to be all over this fucking shit, okay? She wrote all the songs for LeAnn Rimes that are going to appear on this soundtrack. It's the first 4 tracks. Essentially, this soundtrack is an EP with like a hodgepodge of other doodads next to it. But, you know what? I feel like a cock tease. Let's hear the biggie. So I didn't want to talk over that at all. I have the ability to do that. But that song's too fucking good to talk. So I'm just fucking schmo talking over it. Some dipshit doesn't know what he's talking about. Like I said, Diane Warren wrote it. LeAnn Rimes performed it. A man named David Campbell did all the string arrangements for that song, and he did a couple of the songs of these first 4. That man has worked with. I looked him up. He's worked with everybody. Everyone. Did I say Dan Campbell? It's David Campbell. And he did the last Green Day album. He's worked with Bon Jovi and Aerosmith and LeAnn Rimes, and like, I would be here forever if I listed the amount of songs he's done string arrangements on. In fact, at the end of Can't Fight the Moonlight, there is this great like string bit that sounds a lot like I Will Survive, but it just works. Speaking of I Will Survive, in the movie they do it at karaoke with Melanie Linsky for her before she gets married, and she's Violet's best friend, and it's not on the fucking soundtrack, and that's I think there's going to be a lot of that in there's going to be a lot of, if you watch the movie, you're going to be like, I wish that was on the soundtrack. I'm going to buy the soundtrack. Guess what? Not on the soundtrack. But Can't Fight the Moonlight went to number 1 in the UK. It went to the number 1 in Australia. It is the biggest song of the year there in Australia. The run in the United States was less impressive. I think 2000 off the soundtrack. It went to 71, and it was only until a radio edit, which in the rest of the world it was called the Coyote, or Can't Fight the Moonlight Latino mix, which, okay, I don't feel great about. Okay, they put a flamenco guitar in the song and they call it okay. But that then it went up to number 11. So what the fuck do I know? But it was called the Graham Stack radio edit in the United States, which it probably was. He probably was the man who did it. He edited the radio edit. And it's actually B-side on one of the songs we're going to get to in a second. That Can't Fight the Moonlight, it appears, it's the big song. She sings it with Leanne at the end. Violet writes a song in the story of the movie. Writes a song for Leanne Rimes. They play it at Coyote Ugly. She performs at the Bowery Ballroom first, and then they cut to the Coyote Ugly, and Maria Bello's like, please give a Coyote welcome to Leanne Rimes. And then Leanne Rimes is there. Which, by the way, Leanne Rimes is 17 in this freaking movie. That's how long ago this was. I'm an old piece of shit. You might be older. You might be younger. I don't know you. I'd like to get to know you. And, oh, by the way, Piper Perabo recorded all the songs and vocals for the bits she sings in the movie. And then the studio, after all that, and she can sing. That's what the reports say. She can sing. But Leanne does all the Perabo vocals. So it's essentially the Can't Fight the Moonlight scene is Leanne Rimes duetting with herself. Okay, that's it. That's all that. Second song on the soundtrack. This is nice, but
sometimes the time just slips away, and you're left with distant day, left with the memories. I'll always think of you and smile and be happy for the time I had you with me. Though we go separate ways, I won't forget, so don't forget the memories we made. Please remember, I was there for you and you were there for me.
please remember, this is played after she gets chewed out for bringing her boyfriend to the bar, because that's one of Lil's rules. And she gets in a fight with the Australian liar, Violet does, because, he's fucking with her business, her work, her money. Get the fuck out. So this Please Remember plays, and it's a sweet, sad moment. Sweeping song. It does feel like a movie just ended. It's not that's what that song feels like. It's perfectly fine. It doesn't excite me. But what the hell do I know? It's sweet. It's sweet, and maybe I'm not that sweet. But that was Please Remember. It was the only one of these four that I'm going to call the Rhymes EP on Coyote Ugly. It's the only one of these four that's not was not released as a single. So I think that's I think that makes sense. No, sorry, Please Remember fans. Next song is another Leanne Rimes song. It's The Right Kind of Wrong, and boy, do I love this fucking thing. I don't know. I felt in love with this song. This song happens. She's on. It's a goofy moment. She's on a rooftop. She has to sing on the rooftop and write music on the rooftop because her neighbors get pissed at her. And this moment, she's trying to write this song, and she sees across the way in another building in a very Rear Window fashion this like b-boy doing like b-boy moves, and he's very good, and it's kind of like it's got record scratchy, remixy things feeling, and she thinks to herself, I'm trying to, what do I need for this song? And then she gets inspired and she just kind of just riffs on the song, and that's what this is. This is called The Right Kind of Wrong, also performed by LeAnn Rimes, written by Diane Warren. I really dig it. It's got that like drive me crazy.
And now it's bound to be a heartbreak situation. But I can't help it if I'm helpless every time that I'm with you. You walk in and my strength walks out the door. Say my name and I can't fight it anymore. Oh, I know I should go, but I need your touch just to damn much. I'm loving you. That isn't really something I should do. Shouldn't wanna spend my time with you, yeah. But I should try to be strong. But baby, you're the right kind of wrong.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. It's just fun. I think, I wasn't. This was also a single that got released. Those strings are also done by David Campbell. Those strings are cool. They're fun. Like I said, it sounds drive me crazy. It feels like it's a Britney song. It's basically a song about, you're just too sexy to quit. It's, to stop being so sexy. I can't quit you. It's got the Sugar Ray, Sugar Ray record scratches, which, by the way, Fly opens the movie, not on the soundtrack. Sugar Ray's Fly, not on the soundtrack. Yeah, I think I like Never Gonna Let You Go by Third Eye Blind. You know that one. That's in the movie. It's not on the soundtrack. I'm never gonna turn around. It's not on the soundtrack. Fastball, the great Fastballs, Out of My Head. Was out of my head, was out of my mind. Not on the soundtrack. Not on the soundtrack. However, this record did so good. This record did so good that they must have been testing. Like, they must have been just, let's make it an EP and throw some stuff on there and see how well it does, because then in 2003 there's more music from Coyote Ugly that got released, and Out of My Head is on that, but still no Third Eye Blind. I think Out of My Head and Blondie. But we're not talking about that record. We're talking about this record. The next track is another slow one. I like it a little bit better than Please Remember. It was also released as a single, and it is Trevor Horn of the Buggles, who's also going to be a gigantic name on this show. He wrote it with, or he produced it with Diane Warren, and he's a major producer. He's worked with like Frankie Goes to Hollywood and Seal, and he's just all over the place, and he does a lot of soundtracks too. We're going to be hearing his name a bunch, but him and Diane Warren teamed up to do this next song. It's called But I Do Love You, and it's performed by LeAnn Rimes. And it's got that country thing, and I'm digging it, and I like it. That's why I like it more than Please Remember. I think there's like an attitude to it.
I don't like to be alone at night, and I don't like to hear I'm wrong when I'm right, and I don't like to have the rain on my shoes, but I do love you, but I do love you.
I mean, yeah, lyrically, it is what it is. But I Do Love You. I think it plays at the beginning. She's working on the song. And then later on, right after they get done fooling around in front of the cardboard cutouts, she she just sings this song to him. She writes this. She finishes writing this song. She bangs this song out after they banged in front of the cardboard cutouts. By the way, I did not mention one of the cardboard cutouts, and I swear to God, this is intentional. It has to be. It has to be. The camera slowly pans over their shoulder as they're smooching. They knock over Patrick Swayze's cardboard cutout from Ghost, and the camera just pans up to Bill Clinton watching them. I think it's fun. It's a fun little joke. I think that was a joke. So that was the Rhymes EP, is what I'll call it. Those 4 songs I think are the strongest on the soundtrack. They embody the soundtrack because it's a song. It's a movie about a singer. It's a movie about a girl trying to sing and make it in the big city, and that's what great soundtracks should be. They should be embodiment. They should represent the film that they are soundtracks to. Now, here is where we leave the Leanne Rimes portion of the show. Here's where we get some of the other classic, notable songs that are in the movie. They are big songs. I think the track list is wild just because it doesn't feel like 2000. It feels like there's songs from the mid 80s and then there's songs from the early 90s, which maybe they were going for what was played at the actual bar, Coyote Ugly, that the movie's based on, but they're not my favorite songs in the movie. But that's, who am I? Next song is a little Don Henley tune. I fucking hate this song. Sorry. I'm not a big Eagles fan, but it's Don Henley. It's All She Wants to Do Is Dance. Apparently it's a protest song, but you can't tell from the... It's me.
Prisoners and putting them in a pen, and all she wants to do is dance, dance. Rebels been rebels since I don't know when, and all she wants to do is dance. Molotov cocktail, the local drink, and all she wants to do is dance.
I mean, you get it. There's a lot of shit going down, and she just wants to dance. I guess it's a protest song. It's a protest song. It's about the Contra War, I believe. Patti Smythe of Scandal and Martha Davis of the Motels do background vocals on it. Some guy named Danny Carthmar wrote it, so I guess I can't blame Don. But you know what I can blame Don for? And I just don't. That song, it bothers me. It's just so repetitive. It's kind of like, you can do the robot to it really well. Not that I'm like a fucking dancer or anything. What do I know? But the only other crime worse than this committed by Don Henley is dirty laundry. It's okay. So leave your Henleys at home. Don Henleys. So not for me. I'm not. This happens. So at the point in the movie this is happening, Violet is singing at Coyote Ugly. She's trying to make it to the Bowery Ballroom to have her big fucking moment. And Maria Bella's like, you can't leave. We're packed. You can't leave. And she's like, you knew about the show. And she's like, yeah, I don't care. You can't leave. So then Violet, Piper Perabo, has to get on the bar and sing this song. And she's being held hostage by this song, or by Maria Bello, just like I'm being held hostage by this song every time it comes on. Sorry, Don. I'm like, at least this song isn't dirty laundry. I'm not a fan. Next song is EMF's Unbelievable. I mean, everybody knows this freaking song. There's sound bites from Andrew Dice Clay in it. I think you'll hear "What the fuck." That's a Black Panther at a protest saying that. There are people that have credited Andrew Dice Clay as also saying "What the fuck," but it's not him. It's a Black Panther. This song is throughout the movie. This is like the background music for Violet as she tries to go get a record deal and goes across town to different agencies and stuff. They also use it in the wardrobe montage that I mentioned earlier, that she's trying on different looks for Coyote Ugly. The one who's pretending to be Russian, with the waitress who's been the bartender, the waitress who's pretending to be Russian takes her to takes her to a store, and they try on different clothes, and it's cute, and it's this song, and you know this song, we all do. That's Dice. That's What the Fuck.
Unbelievable.
Okay, do you remember when EMF sold that song to was it Crumbelievable? I was like PB&J or Crumble. I don't know, or it was some fast food joint. I just remember Crumbelievable. Remember that? That's silly. Can't Fight the Moonlight can't go to number 1 in the United States, but you know the only country that this song can is the United States, even though they're a UK band. Whatever. This is what I'm saying. All she wants to do is dance, and it's a good song. I mean, it's a fun song. It belongs in movies. I agree. I think it's used well in Coyote Ugly. Unbelievable is, but it's just like Don Henley mid 80s. Unbelievable. It just feels like such different worlds that these songs come from, which it actually blows my mind. Another fun song is next that I'm going to play right now that has the same unbelievable feeling, and I wish they were separated out on the soundtrack to differentiate their attitudes a little more, but they're right next to each other. Snaps the Power. Okay, that's Snaps the Power. They're German. There was a rap that they actually had to change. Oh, actually, I want to play that fucking rap. Sorry. There we go. In the early 90s, it's just... I just like how they're like these pleasant raps that are like slightly aggressive guys, but not like threatening. Like there's like a mild threatening to it. Like, so that guy, his name is Darren Buther, and he also raps on Rhythm is a Dancer. which is also one of theirs. Rhythm is a dancer. Yeah. But he's I think he's credited as something. He's credited as Jesse James on the song. Cause yeah, he's a cowboy. He's a cowboy. He's a German cowboy. Speaking of, another song that's not on the soundtrack is Kid Rock's Cowboy. And that's a big song in the movie. That's a big song. Pour Some Sugar on Me and Cowboy are not on the soundtrack. They're not even on the Bastard 2003 soundtrack from Muse Moore's songs from Coyote Ugly. It's just... It's just wild, you know? It's a big moment in the movie. They're doing the water dance. And you remember when Kid Rock was just like fun, and now he's horrible. I mean, we should have known. I mean, he came out. No, I'm not going to. Detroit is a place of culture. I won't even say. I've already ripped Don Henley's asshole open. That's graphic. It's disgusting. How many people have said that? Have anybody said that before? I won't tease you. Because you can't not mention the song. I could very well not play it because I didn't get to hear it when I listened to the soundtrack. But I think I'm going to play it because it's just fucking fun and it belongs on this soundtrack and it's not there. And come on. Kid Rock, go back to this. Kid Rock, go back. It's a groove. Kid Rock, come back. Come back to us, Rock.
Well, I'm packing up my game and I'ma head out west where real women come equipped with scripts and fake breasts. Find a nest in the hills, chill like Flint. Buy an old drop top, find a spot to pimp. Then I'm a kid, rock it up and down your block.
He's using his name as a verb.
Buy a yacht with a flag saying chillin' the most. Then rock that bitch up and down the coast.
It's
Give
aggressive.
a toast to the sun, drink with the stars. Get thrown in the mix and tossed out of bars. Sip the Tijuana, I wanna roam. Find Motown, telling fools to come back home. Start an escort service for all the right reasons. And set up shop at the top of Four Seasons.
Setup's longer than I remember for the payoff. Here we go.
Because I wanna be a cowboy, baby. With a top laid back and the sunshine shining. Cowboy, baby. West Coast chillin' with the booze wine.
You see, it's great, and it belongs on this soundtrack. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say Kid Rock doesn't belong in. It just can't. Right now, Kid Rock doesn't belong. But this song belongs on the Coyote Ugly soundtrack, and it's absent. It's not there, and it makes me a little sad because it makes me sad. And it's also perfect. It is perfect. You think of the time that the movie came out. It's like around that year. It makes sense. It's culturally significant. It's culture. Cowboy by Kid Rock on the Coyote Ugly soundtrack would have been a sandwich of significance. A cultural sandwich of significance. Okay, between you got the cowboy, that's the meat. You got the two bread slices. It is Coyote Ugly, and the other slice will be Jenna Elfman. Okay, that's a sandwich for culture. That's a time period we all know. You pick out that year. You can pick out that year. So I think there's a lot lost with Kid Rock not being on the soundtrack. I would really like to take this moment to apologize to Snap for that. I think the Kid Rock thing is important because it's a big song in the movie, but I would like to apologize to Snap for two reasons. I don't think I mentioned that that's the song that they play in the diner when Violet first sees the coyotes and Tyra's dancing to it. That's a big deal. So that song definitely should be on the record. I don't know if it should be directly after Unbelievable. The second thing I would like to apologize to Snap for was I think I called the man Darren Butler, the rapper, Turbo B, but Jesse James on the song. He's a man of many names. Duran Butler is his name, and he's from Pittsburgh. So I don't know how he got mixed up with those Euro dance pop Germans, but he did, and they used him on both their big hits. So that's great. Ian, you hoosers. Let's continue on. The next song is a song from one of my favorite bands. It's one of my favorite albums. It's In Excess's Need You Tonight. It's a song, they use it twice. It's the song when Violet's Australian liar boyfriend comes to the bar, and she forces him up on the bar and essentially auctions him off to the women in the bar, and he strips, and they use Need You Tonight because this is a sexy song. Let's be real. And the guy's the actor who plays the Australian liar. He's a dancer by trade in real life, and you know, they auction him out. I think he goes for $150, or it's like somebody says $150 and you see the buns. And they use it later in the movie when John Goodman, she has her own father get on the bar and essentially auction off her dad. So she's auctioning off her dad and her lovers, which, you know what? Fine. You make money where you can. I do want to note that the strip scenes, Caitlin Olsen of Always Sunny in Philadelphia is one of the women bidding in the first scene. And then I think Alex Borenstein of Maisel and Mad TV fame bids on John Goodman at the end of the movie. So yes, here's In Excess's Need You Tonight. Come over here. Sexy, come over here. I always love that little guitar bit.
21st century's yesterday. You can care all you want. Everybody does, yeah, that's okay, yeah. So slide over here.
Perfect strip song. Perfect male strip song.
I've got to let you know. I've got to let you know. You're one of my kind.
Okay, so, I mean, I need you tonight. Good. We'll keep it on the record. We like it. I will say the version of this song that's on the soundtrack, it's weird. At the end, the last 5 or 6 seconds, it has the bit on, this is originally on NXS's Kick album. It has the bit that transitions into NXS's Mediate on this soundtrack. And Mediate is that Bob Dylan like homage with he's holding up the signs that says words and all the words rhyme, and the NXS one is like mediate, you can't relate, it's something state, you know. And in this version of what or Need You Tonight has the transition bit, and then I went because I needed to know if that's how the track really ends on the NXS record, and doesn't. It doesn't have that. When you play Need You Tonight on the NXS record, it doesn't have the transition. The transition bit is on the Mediate track. This is not interesting to anybody. I don't know where they got this. Like if somebody I don't know. And it's not just on like the physical record copy. It's on the streaming. It has that extra little 6 seconds that's not on the original track. It's confusing. I'm confused. It's mind-boggling. I don't know if the single has that. I don't know. The next track. Then this is where we end the fun jukebox portion of the record. This next song, very important, by the Charlie Daniels Band. You all know it. Every time I hear this song, I think of Anna Gasteyer and Will Ferrell, and they did the Culps. They played those music teachers on SNL, and they do a version of this song with the violins. It is Devil Went Down to Georgia, and this is, if there's any song on this soundtrack that's in place of Pour Some Sugar on Me and Kid Rock's Cowboy, it's this one. This is probably the other big one. I mean, you know this song. You know it. Classic tale of man fights Satan.
The devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a bind because he was way behind and he was willing to make a deal. When he came across this young man sewing on a fiddle and playing it hot.
I like that even the devil procrastinates at his job.
I guess you didn't know it, but I'm a fiddle player too. And if you'd care to take a dare, I'll make a bet with you. Now you play pretty good fiddle, boy, but give the devil his due. I bet a fiddle of gold against your soul, cause I think I'm better than you. The boy said, my name's Johnny, and it might be a sin, but I'll take your bet and you're gonna regret, cause I'm the best as ever been. Johnny, rosin up your bow and play your fiddle hard, cause hell's broke loose in Georgia and the devil deals the cards. And if you win, you get this shiny fiddle made of gold, but if you lose, the devil gets your soul. The devil opened up his...
I mean, I will also, like, love a story song. Great song. They, at this moment, they dance on the bar. They all do like it's like supposed to be Western on the bar. It's kind of cloggy, if you ask me, but it's like a Westerny jaunt on top of the bar. And Violent's like, I can't do that. And Maria Bella's like, get the fuck out of here. You can't do that then, because that's why you're here. Get on that bar. Also, when you think of The Devil Went Down to Georgia, you think it's like you think it's a long song that's going to last forever. Not true. Over 4 minutes, just over 4 minutes. That's a story I can get behind. Let me tell you, the older I get, the closer movies are to an hour and a half, the happier I am. Love a short movie. Love a short record. The second Dua Lipa album is like 44 something minutes or something like that. Perfect. Thank you, Dua. Taylor, and I like Taylor Swift, don't get me wrong. Lover, it's like over an hour. What are you doing? You're making pop music. Why are we in Lover for so long? Okay. That's the end of the jukebox stuff. The next 3 tracks, the last 3 tracks on this soundtrack, disappointing. Not that they're bad songs. They're very catchy. In fact, this next song I have woken up the last few days singing in my head, and I can't wait to not sing this song again in my head when I get up early it's the first thing I think about in the morning. These next 3 songs are just they're from, I think they made the soundtrack because they are from the same label, the Curb label that LeAnn Rimes was on, or they're on a sister label, and they were probably like, let's promote some of our other minor artists we got, which is fine. Business is business, but you do not think of them when you watch Coyote. You don't think of Coyote Ugly when you hear them. This next song is by a boy group. I believe they have 3 members. They're called Rare Blend. The song is called Boom Boom Boom. And let's boom boom ba boom boom. Atmospheric. Oh, here we go. Yeah. The keyboard, it's fun. But you know what they're doing. It's definitely the year 2000.
Every time we touch, I can't get enough. The feeling's strong on and on. I want you so much, baby. I confess I'm a total mess. When you're around, the only sound I hear is my heart going boom, 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 boom. Everybody in love knows the way you make my heart go boom, 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 boom. It only beats this way for you. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. It's very de jour if you're a Josie and the Pussycats fan. It's very de jour. Definitely know what sound they were going for. Here's the thing about Rare Blend. They didn't do much. They have another song on YouTube. I found a video that was it's very independently shot. There is one of the members still makes music today. I'd play the song. It's called Boy Toy. But remember, this Boom 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 came out in 2000, and one of the members his most recent song is called Boy Toy. I just want to let you think about that with time. That must be a man approaching 50 singing a song called Boy Toy. And I'm not going to... He has a very fantastic voice. If you want to seek out Boy Toy on your own, I'm not going to play it. I already pissed off the Don Henley camp, I think. Or they don't care. He doesn't listen to this. Or he might. But he doesn't. Boy Toy, yeah. So Rare Blend. Please go seek out Boy Toy. Stop this show right now. Go seek out Boy Toy. I won't blame you. It's fun. It's just, I don't know if I could play it and be nice. Okay. Boom Boom Boom. Here's the thing with Boom Boom Boom. It's hard to break into the boom 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 song market. There are many great boom boom songs. Sadly, I think this song, and I commend it for not rhyming boom with room, but all the successful boom songs rhyme with room. The people want the room and the boom. They want them together. Venga Boys, boom, 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 I want you in my room. Paul Lakakis, how's he about to come back to my room for a little boom, boom? Even the Trim, the Cars That Go Boom, they rhyme room with boom in the car song. So I think this song that is commendable for not taking the easy way out and rhyming boom with room, really should have. And everybody would be happy, and maybe we'd whatever. But that song has been in my fucking head every morning. Boom, 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 boom. Everybody in love knows, girl, you make my heart go boom. Everybody in love knows. Their love is so strong, they connect through every other person in love. Like a network of a worldwide love net. Okay. The next song, and here's the thing. That song and this next one, 0 to no 1 to 0 evidence of these songs in the movie, in Coyote Ugly, which is disappointing for a movie with such great music. Disappointing that this is on the soundtrack. But this next song, not a bad song. It's called Didn't We Love? It's by Tamara Walker. She was also on the Curb label. Here's the other thing. Both Rare Blend, the Boom Boom Boys, and Tamara Walker on another soundtrack together a year later. Little movie that maybe time has forgotten. but I remember it because it was like another, put this on FX, put this on TNT. I feel like that was Coyote Ugly for a few years there. Put this on FX, put this on TV, or TNT. Tamara Walker and Rare Blend, both on Angel Eyes soundtrack. A little vehicle for J-Lo and Jim Caviezel himself. Jesus. That's it. I think of him as the homeless. He's Jesus, but I really think of him as the homeless man from Pay It Forward. You know, that's where Caviezel really shined for me. A simpler time for Jim Caviezel, a simpler time for Kid Rock. This is Tamara Walker's Didn't We Love? And I'm kind of shocked this is not another Leanne Rimes song. I mean, there's no reason they couldn't have had a fifth song, but maybe they were tired. They cranked out 4, you know? Oh, the slidey. I think this song would be better as a duet with somebody.
Quarter moon always makes me think of you. Are you thinking of me too? When you see it shine.
This woman, Tamara Walker, was also Miss Maryland. She placed top 10 in Miss America. And with a voice like that, why wouldn't she?
'Cause we were lucky to have what we had, if only for a time.
Here's the bit where I think it'd be great as a duet.
Didn't we set the nights on fire? Did ever a flame burn any higher? Wasn't it so sweet? Wasn't it? Didn't we love?
Okay. Yeah, like it's cheesy, it's epic, but fuck it. It's pleasing as all shit, you know. Didn't we love? Didn't we love? It's remorse. There's like a remorse. There's a sadness to it. It's nice. It's doesn't make me think of Coyote Ugly. So, there's that. However, the final track, we're at the end of the soundtrack. The final track is by a lady named Mary Griffin. She's from New Orleans. She's still around. She sings. I think she must be a session singer. She's from New Orleans. Her dad was a preacher, and I think that shows because this last song, We Can Get There, is the end credit song for the movie. Violet and the Australian liar kiss at the end of the movie, and this song plays, and it cuts to credits. It is a disco treat, but then also there's this little bit, there's this gospel thing that happens in the middle, this breakdown that I really like. So it's kind of like I spent the middle part of this record being annoyed that I wasn't hearing the songs that I wanted to hear. And then there are there's a sweet, sad song that's perfectly fine. And then there's this fucking banger that ends it and ends the movie. And here's Mary Griffin's We Can Get There. It's a We Like to Party. We like to party.
You take my hand and you hold my heart. You stand by me and I can touch the stars. I can see eternity in your eyes. Now I'm looking forward to forever, and as long as we can go together, we can get there.
Okay, I want to get to the gospel bit because it's very fun. I think it's fun. I think it's really fun. Let's find it, shall we?
As we discovered, holding on to each other, we can get there.
There we go.
Yes, we can. We can fly. There's no dream too far away. There's no hope too high. If we follow the feelings that answered our pride, give me something to believe. You and I were meant to be.
It's like this gospel disco treat. I fucking really love it. It's the end song for the movie. You know, I don't think of Coyote Ugly, but it is in the movie. It's the last song you hear. That's fucking. I think that's fun. I think that's fun. Mary Griffin, know her name, celebrate her. That's the Coyote Ugly soundtrack, as they would like you to know it. There are so many. I've already covered a couple. There are so many great songs in the movie that are important moments of the movie that don't make the soundtrack, and it's a little bit frustrating. I think when Violet and her dad make up, John Goodman make up, Elvis's Can't Help Falling in Love is playing. I already mentioned I Will Survive. I feel like, by the way, both those songs on soundtrack are like constantly on soundtrack. So, ugh. So many songs. In fact, I'm going to end this episode by playing one song that I think needs to be on this record. It just makes sense. I understand why it might not be. That was the Coyote Ugly soundtrack. It's 4 times platinum as of 2008. 4 times platinum in the United States. Made a shit ton of money. The movie was also successful. It grossed more than, I think it made double of what it was budgeted as. I wrote it. Well, okay, hold on. It was budgeted at $45 million, and it grossed worldwide over 60. Oh, sorry, grossed in US over 60, worldwide almost $114 million at the box office, worldwide gross. That's great. It led to more projects for the Coyote Ugly folk. I think there was a reality show finding the next Coyote Ugly dancers. So, you know, it did well for that. It did well for people. Jerry Bruckheimer made money. He also produced the record. He produced the movie, produced the record. David McNally, the director of it, went on to be the man behind Kangaroo Jack with Jerry O'Connell and the Kangaroo. So, that's that. That's that. Here's the thing. I wanted to answer a few questions about, like, every record. I'm going to try to answer these few questions. Is it a soundtrack? Do I think of the movie? Is it a good soundtrack? Do I think of the movie? Kind of. The thing about this soundtrack is it has that song. It has Can't Fight the Moonlight. It's a fantastic fucking song. I remember rollerblading. This is a roller rink song in my day. Like, I would circle that roller rink to Leanne Rimes. Probably the Graham Stack mix. With the flamenco guitar. I would circle that roller rink. I would pretend I was one of the X-Men. Don't ask me about that. I don't really know. They were my friends. It has a song. It's a great fucking song. It's the first song you hear on the soundtrack. The other Piper Parabo songs, the other Violet songs, very believable that a girl or a woman moving to the big city wanting to be a singer. Very believable songs. Diane Warren is a master of songwriting. Sorry, is that a fact that you can't handle? She's a fucking genius. And the other songs are great. Please remember, I would give her I could take it or leave it. The other two, I'm here for. And then you get the middle part of this record, and there are songs that are in the movie, and a couple of them are important parts of the movie, but they're not the biggies you think of. So it's a little depressing. And then you get to the it's depressing, I'm sad. And then you get to the end of the record, and even though one's an earworm, and I really like the last one, it's in the end credits, and then the Tamara Walker song is also good. Miss America did good. Doesn't really make me think of Coyote Ugly. So, does it have the song? Yes. Is it a great soundtrack? Could be better. Leaves you wanting. Leaves me wanting. Hey boy. So, I want to talk about a song that needs to be on this record. The band makes a cameo in the movie. Two people, actually. Tara McLean is also in this movie. She's a Canadian country star. She's had success. She doesn't make it onto the record. And neither does this band. It happens in a similar scene. It's at an open mic night. Violet goes. She steps into the bar. The first thing she hears is a massive hit from this band, The Callings, Wherever You Will Go. If I could learn that one. They're in the movie. It blows my mind that this song is not on. Like it's another thing like the Kid Rock thing. If this song was on this record, you'd know the fucking year. It's a big point of the movie. The band is in the frickin' movie. They should be on the soundtrack. Here's the problem. They were in Coyote Ugly before their record came out, before that song was even released as a single. So this movie is this song's debut. That's crazy. And I think the research I've done, the label was on the fence about making a record with them, and then somebody believed in them, put them in this movie, and then the label was like, okay, we can make a record. That song's big. That's a big hit. Oh, you want a Nepo fun fact? Would you like a Nepo fun fact?
It's a fun Nepo fact at this point of the show, and it's a fun Nepo fact. Are you ready to know fun Nepo fact?
Thank you, Fred Schneider. Yeah, you may be thinking, why does Fred Schneider sound more like the movie phone guy? And I will answer you with this question. Has anyone ever seen the B-52s and the movie phone guy in the same room? Nepo fun fact. Here's your Nepo fun fact. Alex Band, the lead singer of The Calling, where the massive hit, Wherever You Will Go, his dad is a B-movie horror director. Like decades of work. Probably, I think the Ghoulies he worked on. Maybe most famous for The Ginger Dead Man, starring Gary Busey as a large serial killing cookie. Also, the man behind Evil Bong, starring Tommy Chong. And I know what you're thinking. Yes, he also did Evil Bong versus the Ginger Dead Man. Okay, that's Alex Band's dad. So that's your Nepo fun fact. Thank you for listening to the show. Let's listen to the movie. I'm Anthony Armentano. If you want to rent Coyote Ugly, you should, because it's fucking fun. Watch it with your friends. Hear all the good music that's not on the soundtrack. You can rent it on Amazon. I think it was on sale when I watched it, so it was like extra special treat. It's just a good time. It's not very. It's a couple bucks. It's like $2, $3. It's also on Apple. I think it's also on Vudu. If you want to stream the soundtrack and hear what I hear in its full entirety, Spotify, Tidal, everybody has it. I know a lot of soundtracks have songs that are taken away from streaming for rights issues and whatnot. This thing's there. like it or not. At least listen to Can't Fight the Moonlight. It's fucking good. Do yourself, brighten up your day. I will say I get where, they probably didn't know how well the soundtrack was going to do, so they didn't want to spend all the money on music. It's expensive to put a song in the movie. Sometimes it's even more expensive to put it on the soundtrack with rights things and dealing with different labels, so whatever. And it sold a lot of copies, 4 times platinum. It obviously did well enough that they made the more music from Coyote Ugly later. And I actually think that also kind of disappointing. Just a little bit. If you want to email me, you can email me. Or the show. Email the show. Me, the show. It's listen to the movie show at gmail.com. Listen to the movie show at gmail.com. And, we're on TikTok. It's listen to the movie on TikTok. I'm also on the other thing that used to be a bird, but I don't really want to promote it. Or myself. I don't know. Yeah, the only reason I'm on the thing that used to be a bird, and it's not for any good reason, it's just because Pam Grier and Ethan Embry, for some reason, follow me. Both connected to fantastic soundtracks. Multiple fantastic soundtracks, I will say that. So that's that. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a fantastic day, life. And then until next time, this is Wherever You Will Go by The Calling.
So lately, been wondering who will be there to take my place when I'm gone. You'll need love to light the shadows on your face. If a great wave shall